What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, I wanted to talk all about Perkz. You guys knew this was coming. Obviously, we've had a lot of Perkz videos already on this channel just 2 weeks through the LEC season. So hopefully you guys aren't getting tired of that. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some people are sick of it, but there is just so much to talk about. He's one of the most popular and one of the most polarizing players really in Western League of Legends, and everyone has an opinion about him. And, you know, coming off an 0-3 week, I was very, very critical of Perkz, and a lot of other people were as well. Yes, there's a lot of people backing him up, and hey, good for them. You know, they, said, hey, give him some time, stick it out. And they, so far, through 2 weeks, have been right. Now, everyone who's saying, see, I told you, Perkz is good, he had a great week too, I would say pump the brakes a little bit. Just like you said, don't overreact to week 1. You can't overreact to week 2 either. But Perkz was back in a big way in week 2. We're going to be going over, what this means for him and Team Vitality going forward into the future. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Maybe one of these days we'll get back to 10,000 subscribers. Who knows? Who knows? And check out the first link in the description below for the merch. That would be awesome. Really great way to help support my content and my channel. With that being said, let's get right into this. So after week 1, again, Vitality was 0-3. Perkz was probably statistically and actually performing as the worst mid laner in the league. He had some of the worst laning stats. He had some of the worst early game stats. He had some of the worst team fighting stats. He had a low KDA. He had a low damage per minute. Perkz was not good in week 1. Now, some of it was maybe draft issues. Some of it was maybe team synergy and stuff like that. Some of it was for sure just his individual play. Poor mechanics, poor decision making, poor fundamentals. He was doing a lot of things wrong. Now, we do come to find out that Perkz did say in either post-game lobby or one of his post-game interviews or something like that, that the whole team, or him for sure, I think a couple members, I don't know if it's everyone or not, but Vitality was struggling with COVID, just like a lot of other teams. Now, I don't know exactly if every team had some COVID situations or anything like that, but, we heard about G2 dealing with some COVID. Now we're hearing about Vitality, and I think that is, maybe a little bit of an excuse, but it's a very, very valid excuse because, I just had COVID a couple weeks ago, and it sucked. Yes, this Omicron variant is, much more mild, and I would assume that's what's going around the LEC right now. Sorry, I can't talk. I would assume that's what's going around the LEC right now, and yes, it is way more mild, and, it's not like, most of the time, it's not too serious, but it's really annoying. It's hard to breathe. You have a cough. You have a headache. You have a sore throat. You have a runny nose. It's hard to get out of bed in the morning. You want to sleep later in the day. I can't even imagine trying to focus, first of all, practice and scrim for games, but then focus in games, having a long, stressful day. It's got to be crazy. So that is definitely a pass to some extent for Vitality for week 1. Again, I don't know if all their players were sick or whatever, but that is definitely something to keep in mind. But when we do take a look at these games, again, it was night and day for Team Vitality. They did look a lot better. Now there is questions about, their strength of schedule. In the first week, they played Mad Lions, Fnatic, and Excel. Mad Lions and Fnatic both look pretty decent to start the season. Excel doesn't look so great, but hey, maybe Vitality's had a bad game there. But the second week, BDS, not really that strong of a team so far in the LEC. And then G2 is kind of the weird one because, yes, they are 3-2 right now. So, they're tied for 3rd in the LEC. It seems like they're maybe a top 3 team. But again, I made a video about G2 yesterday where I said G2's wins aren't that strong. I don't really think G2's as good as their record. So, yes, it was nice for Vitality to bounce back in a big way. But honestly, I think they beat 2 probably not that strong, probably not very good teams. Now, obviously, that's a step up from week 1 for Vitality where they couldn't even beat not very strong teams, but I'm still a little bit skeptical. I really want to see Vitality the second time against Fnatic. I want to see Vitality the second time against Mad Lions. I want to see Vitality both times against Rogue and see what Vitality shows up and what Perkz shows up. Because if the Perkz shows up this week against those teams, Vitality could be scary. In this game, I know Perkz went 5-3-4 on Corki, and I have it right here. This is at 15 minutes. Perkz has 166 CS on the Corki to Nuclear's int 137. So he's up 29 CS at 15 minutes. And again, this is a big step up from where he was in week 1, where all of his pre-15 minute stats were terrible. and all of his post 15-minute stats were bad as well. But again, he ends up going 5-3-6 in this game, I do believe, on the Corki. 5-3-4 on the Corki. Has really, really good CS. He has good CS at 15 minutes, good CS later in the game. Not as many weird, random, stupid deaths, not warding or getting caught in side lanes, all that weird stuff. Overall, clean game from Vitality, clean game from Perkz. Was it perfect? No, but overall pretty good. But obviously, that wasn't really the game people cared about. The big game of the whole weekend was Perkz against G2. And Perkz talked a little bit about, it's me against Caps again, and it's me against, Jankos, and it's me, against some of the old players I used to play with, obviously. But he said the bigger storyline was just the fact that it's him against G2. This is the team that he built, that he said, and that was like the big trash talk. The hype video before this game was so cool, and it was just Perkz, trash talking and getting us ready. Jankos had some lines in there too. They kind of went back and forth, but Perkz says, hey, this G2 team, it's not that good. They're not going to win Worlds. That's crazy. That's delusional. And pretty much, he's going to go out and stomp them. This is the team he made. He owns them. This is his team, and he's going to prove that once again. And man, that is exactly what Perkz did. Despite all the pressure, craziness, everything in this game, obviously we know Perkz has a history of always rising up in the big moment, always rising up in the big game. Even if he's slumping or not in the best form or not having the best season, usually get an upgraded version of Perkz. Now, sometimes that's just upgraded from a not great version to an okay version, but he does find a way to step up, and he absolutely did that for this G2 game. In this game, he went 3-1-4 on the Orianna, and that's obviously a very, very strong scoreline. That's good, but that's not really eye-popping. That's not really crazy. But what was crazy about this one and what really impressed everyone, you can see right here at 15 minutes. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably kind of small. Maybe if you zoom in, maybe you squint really hard. This is 15 minutes in the game, 15-0-0. He has 183 CS on the Orianna. That is absolutely disgusting. The other people in the game, the top laners, have 110 CS each. Karsti has 153, which is really good, over 10 CS per minute. Flockhead has 110 on Caitlyn, and then Caps has 137. Caps has 137 at 15. That's not bad. That's really, really solid. And Caps is down, 45 CS at 15 minutes? That's disgusting. Perkz went crazy in this game. Everyone was saying Perkz went Chovy mode, whatever. I think that's, probably taking a little bit away from what he was doing, but Perkz played absolutely insane. He played absolutely crazy. Had some really, really great shockwaves in fights. I don't know, for shockwaves, for me, it's always hard to tell. Is the other team kind of mispositioning or disrespecting the ball, or was the ult really, really good, or a combination of both? But Perkz absolutely had some big shockwaves that won them fights at objectives, really, really controlled this game. He was always in the right spot, always in, delivering what his team needed him to do. And he stepped up in a big way. Again, everyone there were so many people starting to write off Vitality after the first week, saying that they're overrated or that they were never even going to be good and that they knew they were going to fail and that this is just another super team gone wrong and all this stuff, and that Perkz is washed and he's terrible and he was never good and all this stuff. And I was saying some of that stuff too, because I get not overreacting and I get, waiting to see, but I also, again, like I always say on this channel, we talk about League of Legends every week. We have to talk about the games that we see. And if Perkz and Vitality play 3 really terrible games, and those are only 3 games of the season, what else are we supposed to say? Every video is just going to be, oh, hey guys, we got to wait till a couple weeks into the season. We can't talk about anything. Like, no, we still have to talk about the stuff that happens. So yes, Perkz was not looking good in week 1. And I didn't think he looked good in 2021. So for me, it was just a continuation of him not looking good again. Has he bounced back? A lot. Yes. Is he fully officially back? Is this, Western GOAT Perkz all the way? I don't think so either. I think we need to relax a little bit there. Again, we need to see more of the Vitality. We've seen a terrible Vitality and we've seen a pretty good. What does regular Vitality look like? How good are they on a regular week? We've seen them on an up week and a down week, but, no one or no person or team or anything like that is as good as their best week or as bad as their worst week. Not Perkz, not Vitality, not Alfari, not Selfmade, any of those guys. So, we'll have to wait and see. This week is going to be a big one for them. Obviously, they have SK, which, seems like it should be a pretty easy win, but that's what we thought about Excel also. And then they're playing up against Rogue, who is currently 5-0. Maybe they'll be 6-0 by the time they play Vitality. We don't know yet. But if Vitality comes out and absolutely stomps Rogue and Perkz, stomps Larson, then I think we can start to say, hey, this team and Perkz is looking pretty good. But if they come out and lay an egg against Rogue, then it's back to being a little bit worried because Fnatic looks good, Rogue looks good. If Vitality's the third best team in the LEC, that's kind of a disappointment for a team with this much talent. But we'll have to wait and see. But so far, so good. Perkz was back for week 2, and that's very, very exciting. You know, the League of Legends is better when Perkz is playing good. But definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Perkz and Vitality. Do you think they are back? Do you think they're the best team in the LEC? Do you think they still suck? Do you think they're still overrated? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.